Okay, this is Chris from the Tech Basement. I know how to talk today. So, what we're gonna do today is an unboxing for Julia's new computer. Now, with that being said, let's dive into these boxes and show you what we got. Okay then, now we are going to touch these boxes we were talking about before. Okay, enough with that crazy accent. The boxes that I am referring to are these right here. I picked out some different components that I'm going to be using for my daughter's build. She has very little space to put this computer and the monitor, keyboard, and all those other good things that go along with it. So I picked the Fractal Core 500. I did my research on it. I like what I saw when I was looking at this, and I'm pretty sure it's actually going to work very well for what we're going to be using it for. Now, the next box is this one right here. And what's going to be in it are the rest of the parts that we're going to be using, except for the ones she wanted to pick out. She's a little particular on some things, so I let her go ahead and pick out her keyboard, mouse, and the headset. And so I think those are probably all going to be RYZEN. Let's move on because I digressed. And let's move this box out of the way so we can actually see the important boxes. Now, you know, okay, we're packing. Woo! Okay, the first and biggest thing here, actually, it is not the biggest thing. It's probably one of the smallest parts that usually are of a larger size, and that's the motherboard. I went with the Gaming Plus AC. Why I did this is because, like I said before, she has some particular situations to overcome, and that is the Wi-Fi. That's one of the parts right there. Oh yeah, and that's a B450. And let's move on to some of the smaller parts. Okay, I picked up the Samsung 860 Evo. That's what I'm going to be using for storage right now. I got her to the 500 gig. Next is our RAM. I'm taking a chance with this RAM and this motherboard. It's not going to want to stay up, I can see it. I'll just put it like that. And the motherboard, these weren't exactly the ones that were on the list, but the Ballistix, there were a couple others, so I am hoping that these will line up properly and give us all that wonderful power. I've had Ballistix in the past, and I've loved them. They've always been a good RAM to overclock with. So that is what I'm looking at right there, is hoping to get some good performance out of those. Next, you're all probably wondering what I'm going to put in here, and this was a bit of contention for me, internal struggle, as you may say, is I went with the RYZEN 3 2200G. There's a couple of reasons I went with this. Was one, budget, and because Daddy's paying for it, and two, the difference between the 2200 and the 2400 really is not quite that much, where at least on my budget that I could justify getting the 2400 over the 2200. Also, she is gonna only be using this with the great EVGA graphics card on it. So in other words, the APU. Did I say that right? Yes, I believe so. And with that being said, she's not going to be able to do a lot of heavy graphics stuff. So she's going to be having to buy her own graphics card down the line. And if she really wants to push it, and when I say that, I'm talking your 1080s, your high-end, maybe 1070s, then she's going to have to get a different processor. But until then, she can run any graphics card she wants with this processor, except for your 2080s also. Let's not be ridiculous here. But with that being said, she can run any graphics card at this time with this processor and not bottleneck it. Now, like I said, if you get into the 1070s, the higher tier of those, you might start seeing some bottlenecking. Now, let's move away from that and to the power source. I do love the power sources that I have right here. I've always loved my EVGAs I've purchased, and they are actually something that I really, really do stand by. With this build right here, with the way it currently is going to be running, the 650 should be plenty of power for it. If she does want to upgrade a graphics card, she's gonna possibly want to go up to maybe a 750 or a 850, but I think this should power most anything that she's gonna put in it in the near future, and this should be actually a excellent build for her. So with all that being said, I would like your comments on this and tell me what you think of all the different parts I actually picked up. This, if you're not familiar, this does have the Wraith cooler on it, so there is a cooler with it. I thought about going with water cooling in case she did upgrade to, let's say, a 2600 or something like that, and wanted to play with it, but I thought about it. With the air cooling on it, get a couple more fans in this. There's going to be plenty of air going through there, and even with 17, 16, or 27 or 16, 2600 X's or just straight, it's going to cool it just fine. So for what she's doing, this is all going to work out very well. Also, the MSI, the 450 boards aren't really known for the overclocking, even with the 2600 and 2700 X's. So, or the 16 or 1700 X's for that matter. So, with that, let's go ahead and dig into this and have a little bit of fun. Alright everybody, thank you for watching my Mini-ITX build. This has been a lot of fun to do. Matter of fact, the daughter just came around and she called it her baby. That is how small this thing is, and I tell you what, if a baby would perform like this, oh my goodness, parents would not stand a chance. That's how powerful this thing is. It's running at 3.8 gigahertz, so that's really nice over all 4 cores. The VEGA graphics card, I'm very excited to see how it works. We're getting temperatures at idle of 23, and when a stress is put on it, about between 40 and 45 degrees. So I'm really happy with that. With that being said, I really like it, and I really recommend this motherboard if you're going to do a Mini-ITX build. Unless you're going to want to overclock or something like that, you might be able to find something that's better for it. Like I said, I'm not overclocking this. I'm just using the native boost, and it is just rocking it. So do those things that you guys do. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're gonna do the subscribe, please hit that notification button so you can see more of these things, and please comment on this. Let me know what you think of my choices for the hardware. Please put it down there. Tell me if you know of something better I could have done, what I could have used differently, but this thing is floating, so I'm happy with it, and this is Chris saying out.